Welcome. Today we're going to look at the chart for Little Richard, who passed away recently. He's a singer-songwriter, born December 5th, 1932, in Macon, Georgia. Famous for songs such as Tutti Frutti and many other songs. Shake, Rattle, and Roll. So if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Aries rising at 4 degrees. 4 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet like Saturn or Moon that's close to that 4 degrees, within 5 degrees of it, has a lot of impact in his chart. So first we're going to look at the how the planets are operating. Then we'll look at when the planets were operating, because not everything happens all at once. And then we'll look at what we could do to give a remedy for the chart and support his further success and good health. Now, we give precedence to multicona signs. So there are 12 signs and 12 houses. And some planets rule 2 signs. But one of those signs is a multicona sign. For example, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. But Libra is the multicona sign for Venus. So wherever we see the multicona signs, which are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, those are what we came here to work on in this lifetime. So each house is related to some aspect of our life. So he came to work on his longevity, his health, his identity, mostly his identity. He came to work on his happiness through home life. He came to work on his creativity, children, and investments, and his entertainment skills. He came to work on his health, conflicts, fire, theft, and cheating. Came to work on partnerships. Came to work on ninth house, which is good fortune, religion, government, father. He came to work on income and friendships. And so those are the main things that he's working on in this life. So let's see, again, first how the planets are operating, and then we'll look at when they're operating. So whenever there's a multicona sign in the Dustana or challenging houses, 6th, 8th, or 12th houses, that sign is ruled by a planet, and that planet becomes challenging because it's ruling a challenging house. So in an Aries chart, Mercury becomes challenging or functionally malefic, as well as Rahu and Ketu for every sign. So now let's look at the planets themselves. Sun is at 20 degrees. It rules the house of entertainment, creativity, and children. And so it's afflicted by Ketu and Rahu. Wait a minute. So wait a second. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's not afflicted, but it's afflicted by Mercury. So Mercury and Ketu are together here. So it's ruling this house, and it's placed in the 8th house. So 8th house is death-like experiences, drama, transformations, and long-term illness. And it's afflicting Sun. Sun is his vitality, and his, how people see him, his soul. So that gives not good support from father. Father realized he had talent at a young age, but his dad caught him putting on his mother's makeup, and he kicked him out of the house. So he didn't get good support there. His father was a minister or a deacon, but also ran a bar and bootleg liquor. Now, Sun represents children because it's here in this 8th house afflicted by Mercury. That means that there would be a limited number of children or no children at all. So I think he had one adopted son. Moon is at 1 degree. So any planet that's less than 5 degrees is said to be in young age, and any planet more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age. And people who are very young or very old can't protect or promote their own signification. So Moon is ruling this Cancer, ruled by Moon, is this house. The 4th house is mother, the lack of support from mother. Had pretty big family, so I didn't get good support from mother. And this is a house of happiness. And Moon is placed in the 12th house. This 12th house has to do with addictions, sleep issues, sexual issues, and identity issues. So a lot of actors, a lot of performers don't feel confident about themselves. He was made fun of at an early age because one leg was longer than the other, and he was very skinny and sort of effeminate. So then they put on different persona, or for an actor they would pick different roles to escape who they really are. So Moon is kind of led to some depression, some addictions. He had drug addictions and alcohol addictions and sexual addictions. Let's see. Mars is at 16 degrees. It's afflicted by Ketu. So they're within 3 degrees of each other or less. So Mars rules the house of identity and vitality, and it is placed in this house of entertainment. So it gave him courage to be an entertainer, to be creative, to be a songwriter, and it gave him a very fiery, charismatic, flamboyant personality. So yeah, Ketu again, being afflicting Mars, which is identity. So he's not. There's some confusion about his identity, whether he's bisexual, gay, or whatever. And in a time where it wasn't acceptable. So it gave him a lot of issues with his confidence. Mercury is at 17 degrees. Again, it's the functional malefic planet. It's placed in the 8th house of death-like experiences, afflicting Sun. And it rules this 6th house of health issues and conflicts and fire, theft and cheating, divorce, legal issues. So it made him quite critical. He kept firing his agents, made him very dramatic, and eventually led to bone cancer, because it's a house of long-term illness. And but Mercury's all about business and communication, so gave him the singing and songwriting abilities. And it's combust also. Being close to the sun makes it even weaker. Jupiter's at 28 degrees, and so it's said to be an old age, so it's weak. And it is ruling the house of good fortune, a father, religion, government, teachers. So it's placed in this house of entertainment. So it gives good fortune through entertainment and writing and publishing songs. And also religion, gospel singing. Venus is at 17 degrees. It's afflicted by Rahu. And it is ruling. It's in its own house, so it gives it some strength, but it's afflicted by Rahu. Again, confusion about relationships, whether male or female. But it did give him, um, you know, partnerships in the performing arts industry. Give him the ability to be a performer, um, an eye for beauty, and and creativity. Uh, Saturn's at 8 degrees, close to the most effective point, and it is in the house of career and ruling the house of income. So income through his hard work and career. This gave him a lot of discipline to be successful and ability to work hard. Rahu and Ketu. So Rahu is desire for friends and income, and Ketu is insights into writing songs and the entertainment industry, and kind of a spiritual effect. But they have their ups and downs. So he basically, I think, probably gave some delay to his success. Now let's go through the timing of events. He was married from 1959 to 1961 during a Venus period, Venus's wife. Then in 59 to 63, he had kind of a transformative experience where he decided to quit doing rock and roll and totally become back in the church as a minister or a gospel singer. And that was during a K2 spiritual experience period. In 85, he ran his car into a telephone pole and he had leg surgery and Mercury during a Mercury period. So Mercury is, again, accidents and health issues. In 2009, he had hip surgery during a Jupiter period. Jupiter's liver and hips and gallbladder. And then in 2013, he had a heart attack during a Sun period. Sun represents heart. It's in the house of death-like experiences. In May 9th of 2020, he died of bone cancer. So we'll look at the transit chart for that time period. It was during a Mars-Venus period. So let's see here. So this round circular chart is very useful. The outer circle is where the planets are transiting, and this is today's date, the date when he died, May 9th. And the inner circle is where the planets were when he was born. So it's very easy to see the relationship when the planets get close to each other in the circular chart. So if you look at the day he died, you would see that K2, which is at 5 degrees, very close to the most effective point, afflicting the first house of longevity, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that sudden death-like experiences to the body, so affecting the longevity. And then also Rahu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, afflicting Mars, bones and blood, cancer. Rahu is cancer, affecting the bones, and inflammation. So that, and then Moon is in the house of death-like experiences. So those are the points for his chart. Now, what could we do to remedy this chart? So we would want to transform the malefics, the challenging planets. We don't want to strengthen them. So for Mercury, it would be helping children and listening to chants, which he probably did, the religious chants, but also Vishnu chants would be helpful. And then you would want to transform Ketu by helping spiritual organizations, which I think he did. And then also listening to chants, which he did, but Ganesh chants would be good. And Rahu, helping people who cannot help themselves. And I'm not sure if he was doing that, or Shiva chants. Then strengthening the rest of the planets. So Saturn was probably his best planet, gave him the hard work and discipline. But the other planets, you would want to strengthen the moon with a pearl. You would want to strengthen the sun with a ruby. You would want to strengthen Saturn with a blue sapphire, Jupiter with a yellow sapphire, or you can wear these colors also. So orange for sun, dark blue for Saturn, white for moon, yellow for Jupiter, and white and diamonds for Venus. Or you could wear a kavash, which is a locket that contains the devata yantras for all of these planets. Much more economical, efficient way to strengthen your planets, your benefic planets. So those are the main points of the chart. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Michael Mastro, and this is Transformational Vedic Astrology. If you would like to get a reading, you can go to www.vastucreations.com. Or if you would like to learn Transformation Vedic Astrology, you see it's very accurate and simple to learn, you can go to American Institute of Vastu, and you can also get certified as a Transformational Vedic Astrology. Thank you so much for listening.